Okay. Does my hair look okay?
Zoom or something. I'll get you a shot. Side to the trucks, the satellite trucks. I was trying to find the earpiece until they asked me about it. Yeah, I know exactly what that was.
Yeah, where everyone starts looking at us. Question. Well, it's wrapping, it's getting close to the... Welcome to first time spy caller from, her name is Jessica from Texas. Please call in, Jessica. Ask your question to Peter now.
How long does it take to dig up fossils and put them together?
Boy, that's a very good question. It could be as simple as a couple of hours if you're working on something very small, or it could be literally years. We have material here at the Field Museum that was collected in the 30s and 40s that we still haven't had the opportunity to get to, clean up, and put on display. If you find a unique specimen, sometimes that process can be sped up quite a bit. I do know of some stuff going from the field to being mounted on, and how much time you can put into it. If you have a person who can put all their time and effort into it, that shortens it up. If you have somebody who's working on a number of...
Peter, we have our next caller. It's Teresa from Mitchell, Indiana.
Great.
Mitchell Elementary in Indiana.
P is a composite. It's a composite of real bone material and then a composite of what we call cast material. A complete dinosaur is extremely rare, and you have to fill in the missing pieces. Fortunately, other institutions may have found the piece that you need. They don't want to give it up, so what they usually do is they make a cast of it and send it over to China. I know they found some more nests over there. I'd say the number is ever increasing, but the thing that's really interesting is that people are looking. If you're not looking for it, you're not going to discover it. Once they found nest of eggs, but the exact number, off the top of my head, I have no idea. I would say probably hundreds of nests have. Okay.
Go ahead, Molly. Ask the question.
Well, I always use the number source change. As we look at dinosaurs, we discover that what we thought was a different species was actually just a slight variation based on the long time the dinosaurs were alive, how many possible new species it could have been, that there could be hundreds of more to be found. Localities such as Africa, South America, these are the places where people are looking now to find new species. So I keep my eye open for new ones to come along.
Hi, Rachel from Burris School in Indiana. Would you please ask your question to Peter?
How do you put the...
What happens is someone looks at the skeleton of animals alive today, determine which of the rib bones, which of the vertebrae, which of the upper arm bones, and how they go best together in animal tissue. Ribs are going to go where ribs are. Big leg bones are going to go where leg bones go. And over time, someone puts together a small model, and then they go to a bigger model, and they go to the final end. We just had a mount put up here at the museum of the brachiosaur, which was interesting. This is a very large skeleton. What they had done previously is put it together a couple of times before it came to the museum, so they made sure all the pieces fit. So it's a little bit of trial and error.
Welcome.
To be honest with you, I've never sat and counted them all up. Do you have other questions?
Peter, excellent job of answering the questions. I think we're ready to head back to mission control and see what else Stu has to say to us. Stu, would you please tell us what mission control has for us?
Stand by. 10 seconds.
Callie, you'll be on. Welcome back, viewer Time Spies. We want you to call in your questions. Peter's eager to answer the questions. But before we do that, does any of my Time Spies have any questions? Peter, this Time Spy has a question for you.
Hi, my name is Time Spy Callie. This is my question, Peter. What other information would we need to help us decide if it's a dinosaur or not?
Well, you need to know, first off, your location. Where are you digging? That helps you in a geologic sense, looking at the rocks. Secondly, you need to know what else has been found in that region. If you've been digging, probably you're not the only people. Is this a leg bone? Is it not? Is it a hip bone? That doesn't match any other dinosaur material that's been found before.
At least you didn't ask how big is a dinosaur, because big means length, height, and width. The tallest one, the brachiosaur, gets to about 42, 45 feet tall from the ground up. Now, the tall is I'm going to get. The dinosaurs may continue to grow as long as they're alive. So that 42,
Put in your mind the classic family tree that people work with. Birds come right off that family tree of dinosaurs. So they'll probably be the closest that you're going to find related to dinosaurs today.
Hi, Adam.
Facilitated it. How it's going to help kids.
First off, you just say your name and spell it, please.
Okay. All right. My name is Phil Hanson, Phil Hanson.
What's your title?
I'm the head of the Outreach Division in the Department of Education.
Field Museum. Is it the Field Museum in Chicago?
We call it the Field Museum. Okay.
What is the Field Museum's involvement in all this?
Well, the Field Museum is very excited to be part of this project. This is really the first sort of electronic field trip we've ever done, and it's certainly the first live broadcast we've done from an exhibit to schools throughout the nation. So we feel it's a very exciting project, and it's a way of extending the museum beyond our own walls and making what we have here available to schools who have the equipment to receive this. So.
What kind of reaction have you had so far?
Well, so far, just watching the program this morning, we're very impressed with, first of all, the professionalism of Ball State and the broadcast that you're doing here, and we're impressed with the quality of the program that's been put together and how smoothly everything's gone, and very excited about the participation from children in Texas and Indiana.
Do you think this is just the first of many projects to come?
Well, I'm sure that there are going to be many other kinds of projects like this. As I said, this is our first experience with this sort of electronic field trip, but it seems like there will be many things in the future for us like this. We certainly have dozens of exhibits that people will find exciting, and so we look forward to more of these things.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it.
Good.
Okay.
First start off, just say your name and spell it, please.
Okay. Name's Peter Laraba, Laraba.
And what is your title?
Title is Subject Matter Specialist in the Department of Geology.
The Field Museum.
Yes.
Okay.
What is your involvement in all this?
When they came and approached us for the program, what they wanted was somebody who can interact with the kids and answer questions. They call it scientific expert in dinosaurs. And that's part of my role here in the Education Department of the Field Museum, is interacting with kids and parents and teachers. And so they've asked me to be their quote-unquote expert on dinosaurs.
How is the reaction to this so far, you think?
So far, it's been very good. I'm really pleased with the number of questions coming over the phone line. I understand that we get a number of kids who can't get through because of our time, which is always a good sign.
Do you think this is just the first step in many projects like this?
Oh, I have no doubt. Distant learning is just getting into a lot of institutions like the Field Museum. We're very pleased to have this first one come through, and of course, I'm happy because it's dinosaurs, which is an area that I work with so much. The next link to this, of course, will be then computers and emailing and chat lines and things with the kids who didn't have the opportunity to ask their questions.
Off to the side, I compared you to Bill Nye, the science guy. You seem to handle the kids so well.
Yeah, I guess that's a very good comparison, or at least better than some others. At least it's not Mr. Wizard. But yeah, I've worked with kids and adults for a number of years now. I've been in the National Park Service doing interpretation. People I work with, I don't know if there's such a thing as a natural teacher, but I really enjoy interacting. It's one of those things where you don't know from what level the question is going to come from, and you have to be prepared because kids, especially in dinosaurs, know quite a bit. They know more than their parents, more than their grandparents, more than their teachers. And inevitably, that's the stumbling block. Somebody about waist height comes up to me and says, you know, how come you don't have something on my favorite dinosaur? And of course, it's something I've never heard of, and they can rattle off the name, who found it, where it was found, its weight, its size, the whole 9 yards. It's like, well, that's good to know. But yeah, kids are great.
What is the fascination with dinosaurs and kids?
If we could figure that out, we'd be making money, I'm sure. Some people think it's mostly the fact that dinosaurs are true monsters, but they're not going to come out of the closet. It is one of the first things that kids master that adults can't. Pronunciation of those names, just saying the Albertosaurus lobulatus, going on through it. You know, the parents, that's intimidating for them. The kids rattle it off without a problem. It's something they can do that adults can't.
Is this the TV program a supplement to your museum, or is it? You think this will be enough to get the kids through?
I think it's a supplement. We've got 24,000 square feet of exhibit space here in this exhibit. This is just one section of it. We look at 4.5 billion years of history. So we're looking at just one small segment. Hopefully this is one of those things that down the road the kids say, hey, we want to see the rest of the exhibit. We want to go and see the museum. For most of the kids in Indiana, Chicago's not that far away. It's, you know, it's a day drive and it's something to do. And we do want to encourage that, have folks come up and visit the museum.
If you could talk a little bit about how important it was, the involvement from Ball State.
Well, it's the involvement of the institute itself coming up. They basically did everything. All the museum had to do really is provide the space and my time to come and work with them. It's neat that they're starting this type of a program. I'm glad they came to us. They made it very clear they wanted to be here because we are the institute that we are here in Chicago. And that's really nice when someone comes up to you and says, we've got this great project, we have this great potential to reach hundreds of thousands of kids, and we want to work with you. Usually we have to go out and generate that interest. When someone comes to you and says, this is what we have, it's a great opportunity.
So would you say that Ball State's on the forefront of the education? Of course, I'm PR for Ball State.
Uh-huh.
I just try to get that word in.
I have no doubt that this type of electronic field trip that Ball State's putting together is new, it's innovative, and more institutes are looking for doing this type of distant learning. So they're going to be looking for institutions that they could work with. And it's always nicer to work with someone who has experience with it because they know the problems you have to look out for. And it makes life a lot easier.
Just made my day, Peter.
All right.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think I should do it.
Good.